Oh? Hi there. Welcome to episode 0. You can call me the narrator, the omnipotent force behind this story. Placeholder. Haven't sincerely thought of a name for it yet. But since we're just starting out, there isn't really much to say. So just let the claws of intrigue slowly hook you into my slow, blooming universe. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get to the good parts, which, unironically, is more talking. In a town not too far from your imagination, there was a neighbourhood where normal people did normal things. They opened shop windows in the morning. They walked home under streetlights at night. Until one night, something not so normal happened. News channels spent the evening talking about a meteor shower over Rosewood. Bright streaks crossed the sky, then vanished into the dark. Most people stayed inside and watched from their phones or living room windows. But Noah could not stop thinking about all the things he had seen in movies. Strange objects from space, hidden power, lives changing in an instant. He knew it was ridiculous, but part of him still wanted something impossible to happen to him for once. So instead of going home, he followed the direction of the last thing he had seen falling. The woods beyond Rosewood were darker than usual that night. Not silent, just waiting. Broken branches littered the path. The smell of smoke drifted through the trees. And then he saw it. A crater, still glowing faintly at the edges, carved into the earth like something had torn through the sky and refused to ask permission. Noah stepped closer. At first, he thought he was looking at debris. Then the shape moved. In the centre of the impact lay a girl, naked, injured, barely conscious. Her skin caught the strange silver light still clinging to the crater, making her look less like someone who had fallen and more like someone who had been placed there. Noah dropped to his knees beside her, his heart pounding too hard to think clearly. He looked for blood, for broken bones, for anything that made sense. She didn't speak. She barely moved. But the moment his shadow crossed her face, her eyes opened. Not slowly, all at once. And they locked onto his with a level of awareness that made every instinct in his body go still. In that moment, Noah understood something impossible. The meteor had not brought him a superpower. It had brought her. Noah did the only thing he could think to do. He got her out of the crater before anyone else found her. His jacket barely covered her, and every step back toward town felt like a mistake. She didn't fight him. She didn't ask anything. She only stared at everything around her with impossible focus. When they reached a quiet road, Noah crouched in front of her. "Can you understand me?" She only looked at him. He tried again. "My name is Noah. My name is Noah." He froze. "You're okay. You're okay. Can you walk? Can you walk?" She wasn't answering him. She was copying him. By the time they reached Rosewood, Noah knew he could not take her to a hospital, and he could not explain her to anyone he knew. So he thought of the library. It had always been his safe space. Calm. Quiet in the way the rest of the world never was. Unfortunately, the second he reached the doors, he remembered he had been banned 3 months earlier for trying to sleep between the history shelves during finals week. The doors stayed locked. So he brought her home instead. He waited until the house was still, slipped her upstairs, and shut his bedroom door. He didn't have much to teach with, just a stack of old children's books from his little sister's shelf. He sat across from her and started with the simplest ones. Colours, animals, shapes, names. At first, she repeated single words, then phrases, then full sentences, each one clearer than the last. For one strange second, Noah thought maybe this was working. Then she tilted her head toward the wall. She listened, and in a voice still new to the world, she repeated a conversation from the apartment next door. Not one word wrong. Then footsteps from downstairs. Then a man outside muttering into his phone. Noah just stared at her. She had been listening to everyone the entire time. Noah did not know how long he sat there staring at her. The room felt different now. Smaller somehow. He set the book down. "How are you doing that?" She looked at him, and for the first time, when she spoke, the words were not borrowed from him. "I am here to learn." Noah went still. Her voice was smoother now, more certain. "Learn what?" She tilted her head, as if sorting through too many answers. "Humans. How feeling begins. How attachment forms. How one person becomes important to another." Noah stared at her. "You came here for that?" "Yes. To observe emotional development during young adulthood." Noah blinked. Of all the things he had prepared himself to hear, that was not one of them. "So, what do you want from me?" "Access. The most social environment available." Noah already knew the answer before she said it. "My college." He let out a breath that sounded almost like a laugh. A girl from a Meteor was sitting in his room asking to enroll in college like this was the most normal thing in the world. "You can't just show up there." "I can adapt. That is why I was sent." The word caught him. "Sent by who?" She looked toward the dark window. "Others." "Others like you?" "Yes. Different ages, different stages." Noah felt his stomach drop. She turned back to him with that same steady, impossible calm. "I am not the first one here." Rosewood was not being visited. It was already being watched. Hey again! I really hope you enjoyed that. I put out videos weekly if you'd like to keep up with the story. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like or a comment, or if you really liked it, then a subscribe would be super appreciated. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.